Hello students, I welcome you all to Current Affair Lectures by Azad ICS Academy, and today we are going to look into the current affairs of 10th March. Before we look into the current affairs, we'll also see the question that we had seen yesterday. That is, what are the major issues that the Supreme Court noticed to the central highlight? Okay, this is based on the question that or the topic that we had discussed yesterday. And yesterday, there was only one topic which we discussed regarding the Supreme Court, and that was lack of legal framework for the prisoners with disability. So there are certain questions that they may ask you, especially with people who are related to disability, because this becomes something which is important when it comes to social issues, social justice, right? Or even in the point of governance, right? So that is why this is an important topic. So try to read about this topic a little more in detail. Now let us see the first important article for today. That is, Indian team makes a double secured ink to thought counterfeiting. See, I hope all of you know what is the meaning of counterfeiting. Counterfeiting is making duplicate notes, okay, which looks very real, okay, which is not real, but it looks real. So our team has made such an ink. So to reduce this, doubly, we're trying, we want to make this particular note very secure. So to make this note more secure, what we're doing is we're adding some other that kind of ink also. So the ink that we are adding is going to make this particular note secured double. Okay. Government and finance institutions take painstaking efforts to consolidate banknotes, checks, and passbooks with a variety of security features to protect them from counterfeiting. Yet, ever so often, the counterfeiting emerges who can create these features and pass off fake document as real. In response, institutions consistently develop newer and better components that were even harder to falsify. So see, it's not just about notes, okay? There are notes, there are checks, there are passbooks that all can be, made a duplicate and can be sold, or that can be, made look like real. And there could be a lot of frauds that could happen because of this. And not just government, but also many financial institutions are taking a lot of pain, are making a lot of efforts so that they can, consolidate bank notes, checks, etc. So all these kind of frauds do not happen. Okay. But still, what happens here is whenever we come up with this thing, and newly the counterfeiting people will also come up with some kind of new technologies. But anyways, government is trying to come up every time, develop a new technology and better component that it becomes very hard to make it false. Now, scientists from India have come up with an ink. Okay. So here what we are doing is we are now coming up with the ink. They say that they say can make counterfeiting jobs harder. So this ink is going to make somebody who's counterfeiting very, very hard. So we will see how and why. Let us see. Okay. Security printing. Counterfeiting is a serious threat to a range of enterprise. Okay. So it could be medicinal backup to look like a real thing can delay proper treatment or even kill. Brand consumer goods, they these days have tempered resistant packing to prevent cheatings from selling low quality replicas also. So here, this is kind of duplicate, right? So even the lower, what you mean to say, uh, brands or bigger brands are also, doing some kind of proper packing so that other cheating cannot happen, right? So similarly, counterfeiting it is also a very serious issue. I'll tell you why it is a serious issue, because over a period of time, what happens here is that if these false notes are circulating in the market, the amount of the value of our rupee will also get reduced. So like this, there are a lot of serious issues when it comes to counterfeiting. The printing of items with safeguard against counterfeiting is called security printing. So what we're doing is we are printing an item with a safeguard against that particular counterfeiting. And that's what's called security printing. So it implements features that humans can't detect by themselves or by simple tool. So here they are putting in something which we human beings cannot, okay, just look at that particular note and identify, okay, this is something that is being put. So hence it becomes very difficult. For example, including optical variable ink. So they are going to use something which is called as ink, which is different. It looks different in under a color, under light. That is optic basically here is light variable ink, or those colors appear to change when viewed under different angles. So basically, if you view it under different angles, okay, because of the different angles, what is going to happen here is they are colors or the way they appear, the color will change. Okay, like a watermark or hologram or security threat. Features like raised shape and shifted textures are security printing features a person can check using a sense of touch. So, for example, if you see, if there is a small, dot like thing, if you remember, there was this button phone, okay, wherein there were buttons on this, and there was a dot on the number five. Like, where is the number five? No, there was a dot. I would think why this dot is there. The reason is the blind people were not able to identify which number, right? So they would sense that particular dot. Okay, dot means five. So before five comes four, before five comes, after five comes six. So they'll be able to identify like this. They'll be able to identify the numbers. So hence, you can also do some things like you can print something at a raised platform or something like that. But this would again give a person a sense of a touch. Security printing can also incorporate more complex features that only machine can detect. Some modern passport includes a small radio frequency identification chip that only a scanner can read. Other examples are invisible barcodes, digital watermarks, and holograms. So you can put a small chip that only a particular, machine can read and no human beings can read. So hence, counterfeiting is going to be very difficult now, is what you have to understand. Now there is other thing, the nanoparticle solution. An important security printing features of Indian book banknote is number panel in fluorescent color located at a lower left corner. The number is only visible in the ultraviolet rays. So here you can see that there is a small number panel that is there. Okay, and that is only visible under the ultraviolet rays. You cannot just see it like that. Scientists from the Institution of Nanoscience and Technology, Mohali, and Baba Atomic Research Center, Barak, Mumbai, have reported a new ink that they have made using nanoparticles. Nanoparticles are objects that are less than 100 raised to or 100 nanometers or 10 raised to minus 9 meters. Okay. Why? Because of their very small size, they are the properties that do not appear in the larger objects. They interact differently when with light, respond differently with magnetic field, and chemically more reactive. So hence what happens is, because of all these things, they are not reacting with light in the same way. They are not reacting with the metal fields in the same way. So like this, because of all these things, what is going to happen here is that they will be going to react chemically also in a different manner. So hence, because of all these reasons, what's going to happen here is that this particular ink that is using the nanometer or something like that, this is something that we have to understand, or can be a good thing for counterfeiting. That the discovery of the ways of manufacturing semiconductor nanoparticles with usual properties won three scientists in 2023 Nobel Prize for Chemistry, speaking of nanoparticles transforming effective in the world. So hence, people have even won Nobel Prize for using this particular nanotechnology. Now, advantages and practical applications. See, the ink is low cost and perform well under different light temperature conditions. Okay, it can be used in security features in documents, currencies, etc., even the packing. While screening printing was used in experiment, further researches will be conducted to adopt this ink for offset printing commonly used in the banknotes. So we can also use it in the banknotes. So this can be a very good, what you can say, solution for counterfeiting, right? So this is all about the counterfeiting, and you have to know a little bit of science and technology over here, right? And we can also know what is security printing, etc. Now, a simple recipe is also there. A new study of nanotechnology were made, wherein SR2BIF7, that is strontium bismuth fluoride. Try to remember this, that is strontium bismuth fluoride is something that can be used. If you get such a kind of question, where is it is used? It is used in against the counterfeiting. This can be used as an ink, or can be used to make ink, or it is a nanoparticle, right? Dope with lanthanide ions. Doping is a process which is deliberately adding impurities to existing crystal. So this will be there. To this, we are going to add a lanthanide ion. Means we will mix them together, and so that we get a proper kind of, what you mean to say, ink. Scientists have used cooperation techniques or co-precipitation techniques to make these particles. To do this, all the metal salts in the required quantity are dissolved in the suitable solvent. Once they get a clear solution, the required amount of precipitation agent is added to it. So NST scientists and study co-author people say that then they are used to centrifuge to separate the deposit mineral out. So hence they are telling you the recipe, how they are basically doing it. Now there is also two light trick. When the researchers showed 365 nanometer wavelength ultraviolet rays on these symbols, they emit a cool blue glow. This process is called fluorescence. Okay, so whenever you are using a nanometer of 365, they emit a blue color, and that is fluorescence. Fluorescence is nothing but it is a process wherein a color is being, appearing, like whenever you are putting it under ultraviolet rays or something like that. When the object absorbs light from one wavelength and emits the light for the longer wavelength, under 395, the letter glowed magenta. That means the color when the 395 nanometer light was used, that time in that light, what is happening is the color that is showing is magenta. Here it is showing is blue. And then the researchers directly near infrared light of when they directed or infrared light of 80 nanometers at light, the fluorescent was orange red in color. So you can see for different colors or different frequencies or different wavelengths, you can see that the color is different. In the lighter one, it is blue. Later, it is, you can say, magenta color. Magenta is like almost pinkish in color. And then you can see orange is red color. According to the team, currently available fluorescence inks are visible only under the ultraviolet radiations or infrared light, but not both. Adding that their ink stands out because of the fluorescence in both ultraviolet and near infrared parts of the spectrum. They are content in the paper makes this ink more secure. The low cost ink also remains effective under varied brightness, temperature, and humid conditions. The study was also published by Applied Material and Surface in September 2024. So this is all about the counterfeiting and the ink. Now let us see the next important article for today, that is Madhav National Park becomes India's 58th tiger reserve. See, tigers are very important. They were once upon a time very critically endangered species. Now, over a period of time, we have seen that the number of tigers are increasing. The centrally declared Madhav National Park in Madhya Pradesh. So try to understand if this national park is in news, try to know where is its location, what are the rivers, if there are any rivers that are passing through this particular or very close to this particular national park. So this is how you are supposed to do the current affairs, right? So the centrally declared Madhav National Park in Madhya Pradesh as country's 58th tiger reserve on Sunday, with Union Government Ministry Bhupendra Yadav making an announcement. A newly added tiger reserve is also a ninth from the state. So obviously in Madhya Pradesh, we had 8 tiger reserves, and after adding this becomes the ninth tiger reserve that will be added. Mr. Yadav posted on X, okay, 58 crore and counting. Thrilling to announce that the country has added a 58th tiger reserve to its tally, with the latest in triangle being Madhya Pradesh Madhav Tiger Reserve. This is Madhya Pradesh's ninth tiger reserve. This is what is again being understood, right? Next, where is it located? It is located in the Shivapuri district of in near the Chambal region of Madhya Pradesh. So look at this Chambal region, Shivapur district of Madhya Pradesh. The reserve has a population of 5 tigers at present, including 2 cubs born recently. So here, how can you make it a tiger reserve? Obviously, there could be some kind of things that, okay, these many tigers should be present, this should be the population, etc. So similarly, here also we can see that there are some tigers. Okay, there are 5 tigers. Out of these, 2 are recently born. 3 tigers, including 2 females, were introduced to Madhav National Park in 2023 as a part of tiger reintroduction project in the state. So they have introduced 3 new tigers also. Anyways, 2 more tigers. Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Mohan Yadav could soon release 2 more tigers in the reserve. So there are existing this much, and 2 more tigers will also be introduced. With the historic emphasis laid on restoring the ecological diversity of the planet Earth by PM Shri Narendra Modi ji, India continues to make a greater start in environmental protection and wildlife conservation. I congratulate all the wildlife lovers and conversionalists. The development of the testament to the relentless efforts to our forest officials who are selflessly working towards the cause. The Union Ministry said this is a post. So hence, this is nothing. This is just how they are, thanking the Prime Minister and all. But yes, this is in news that, okay, these many tigers are present. It is in Shivapur district. It is near the Chambal part of the Madhya Pradesh. This is what you have to know. And yes, this is the 9th tiger reserve that is present in Madhya Pradesh. Right. So that's all for today. Before we wind up, please try to understand what is the primary purpose of the security printing. This is a question for today. Try to put your question in try to put your answer in the comment section. Okay. If possible, also add explanation to it. So why do you feel that this particular option is correct? And if you have any other suggestions, if you have any other opinions, please try to put it in. We are open to your opinions. We will try to make classes much better. Thank you so much.